How adorable is this cover? I'm actually obsessed with it. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah. Welcome to our first bookstore vlog of 2025. I used to do these like every other month, and because I used to do them every other month and would get a massive amount of books each time, that is why I have over 180 books on my physical TBR now. In our book reset video, I said that one of my reading goals was going to be to not buy as many books, and my rule for that is that if I read 2 books on my physical TBR, I was allowed to go out and buy 1 other book. So far this year, I've read 6 books. That allows me to buy 3 books. And the idea behind this is that just in general, by reading 1 more book that I'm taking in, my physical TBR will decrease. Even though, of course, there are so many new releases still gonna happen in 2025, so I want to buy them. To reward myself for reading 6 books on my physical TBR, we're gonna go to the bookstore and we're gonna do a fun, cozy bookstore vlog. There are a few books on my radar that I want to see if they have. I'm trying to resist the special edition sprayed edges. It is a lot harder than I thought it would be because now I feel like sprayed edges and stenciled edges are just so popular that a lot of books have special editions now, and I feel like I have been falling prey to wanting to get the stencil editions, even though I have the literal book, the same exact content, just not the design on the outside and on the edges on my shelves. And the fact that I'm trying to decrease them, we're gonna try and resist the special editions this time. I have to run a few errands beforehand, so we will get changed, we'll do those, and then I will see you at the bookstore.
Trying to feel anything, but then I see over there smiling, and it all comes back, it's rushing in. I've been trying to find my nerve endings. Won't you come on over later and waste my time? Is this what it looks like, honey? I'm getting used to never getting over this. Won't you be my Valentine? Not just for February, but maybe my whole life. 'Cause won't you be my Valentine? Have you got something to say now? 'Cause I've been holding my breath. I've got a bad habit of talking too much, and it usually ends in regret. But then I see you over there dancing, and it all slows down, I'm rushing in now. And I've been trying to find my nerve endings. Won't you come on over later and waste all of my precious time? Is this what it looks like, honey? I'm getting used to never getting over this. Won't you be my Valentine? Not just for February, but maybe my whole life. 'Cause won't you be my Valentine?
New year, new books, guys! We just got back from the bookstore. I did run a decent amount of errands beforehand, so it is now dark. I did also promptly change right back into my pajamas. For me at least, when I'm out and about doing a lot of errands, there's nothing better than coming home and changing into comfies. We did end up getting 3 books at the bookstore, and then I have 1 book that's from Book of the Month. I had a credit just sitting in my cart. There was a book on this February month's book list that I have been seeing all over the place, so I decided to finally use that credit and get that book. In my mind, it doesn't count because I had already technically paid for it because I had a credit. But that book is First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. I read Love Light Farms by her recently. Actually, I think it's in my Christmas books video. I did like her writing. It was definitely a little bit denser than I'm used to, but this seems like such a cute concept. And look at the cover. Like, how adorable is this cover? I'm actually obsessed with it. It looks like also takes place in the 90s because of just how they're dressed. It's a story of Aiden Valentine and Lucy Stone. Aiden is the host of Baltimore's Romance Hotline, so he's a radio show host. Cozy Sleepless in Seattle inspired love story. I loved Sleepless in Seattle. I feel like that was just such a quintessential romance rom-com. Loved it so much. So if this is anything like that story, I think it would be amazing. And then there's Lucy, who comes on the show, and then everyone seems to be like scrutinizing her love life because of she gets so popular from the radio show, and then she starts going on the dates. But of course there is a little issue where Aiden, the radio show host, starts to fall in love with her. That is the plot of this story. The person on the cover, the person like who plays Lucy, this cartoon looks just like Daisy Jones and the Sixth Actor. Like, you can't tell me that they don't look so similar. We got 3 books at the bookstore, 2 romances, and then we have a really popular self-help book that I've been hearing everything about. First one was Beg, Borrow, and Steal by Sarah Adams. I recently read Practice Makes Perfect by her, and I absolutely loved it. I also read the Rule Book by her and also absolutely loved it. I just love Sarah Adams' writer's voice. I think it's so unique and just so quirky and fun and almost conversational that I feel like it's very easy to read and relate to her characters. I have a video where I read Practice Makes Perfect. I think it was my last video. It was the romance books video. So if you want to see my thoughts on that, like fully, go check out that video. This is the next book in the One in Rome interconnected series. It first goes One in Rome, then Practice Makes Perfect, and then Beg, Borrow, or Steal. I read Practice Makes Perfect. I have not yet read One in Rome, but I have it on my Kindle, actually, not physically, so I'm gonna read that one. And then this is the next book in the interconnected series. Emily, I believe, is Annie, who the Practice Makes Perfect was about. That's her sister. I believe that's who this is about. Emily and Jack, and they were used to be like rivals, but then Jack left their small town of Rome, Kentucky, and I think went to the city, but now he's back because he has like a change of course in his career, and he's like suddenly back in Rome and renovating the house. Emily's still in Rome, so they meet back up. They had this like past rivalry. Emily accidentally sends an email to, she's a teacher, to her principal, and the only way she can fix this situation is by enlisting Jack's help. So that is the plot of this story. I think the cover is so cute, very like secretive, either hiding from each other or hiding with each other. Scythe and Sparrow, this is the last book in the Ruinous Love trilogy. It goes Butcher and Blackbird, Leather and Lark, and then Scythe and Sparrow. This literally just came out. I'm so excited that I got this. I really love Butcher and Blackbird. It was so funny, and I love the audiobook specifically. I've described it in a lot of other like videos about how much I love the audiobook, but I also will be describing it fully more in an upcoming video. I think it's my ultimate book video coming up. I'll explain more about the audiobook in that video, but this is the 3rd book and the last book in the Ruinous Love trilogy. It says it's a friends with benefits dark romantic comedy packed with murder, mayhem, and spice. The thing that I love about Brynn Weaver is the way she writes her characters. They're doing very serious, gross stuff because they're like, the first book was about like serial killers. They're like literally killing people, but they're making jokes about it and somehow like making me giggle. Like, it should not be making me giggle because they are actively unaliving someone. Their quips back and forth, it's so good in such an interesting way. So this is about Fionn and Rose. So we met Rose in Butcher and Blackbird, and I think she was the one who, they got in a motorcycle accident and she was on crutches. The other brother, there's like 3 Kane brothers in this series, and each book is about a different Kane brother. The other brother is like a doctor and is helping her, and then she like ends up moving in with him for a little bit. I am interested to see their story finally. So that's Scythe and Sparrow. Scythe and Sparrow? Scythe and Sparrow? I don't know how to say that. And then the last book is Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. I have heard an insane amount about this book lately. My friend read it and immediately she was like, have you read this? You need to read this. And then ever since then, I have been just seeing it all over the place. People that I follow are buying it. People in my real life are saying like, have you read the Let Them Theory? And I'm like, I need to figure out what it's all about. I heard that this one is really, really good, and this just has such amazing lessons, and the mindset shift that they talk about in this I feel like I could definitely relate to, because it seems like it's about like basically how the words let them will change your entire perspective on life. Takes the microscope off of you for a little bit. Like I feel like as just like humans, we think that we have this like spotlight effect. Everything we do is under such scrutiny, and we always care about what other people think about what we did. And as an thinker, I can definitely relate to that mindset, and this is about basically saying like, okay, then let them think that. It doesn't mean it's true, and I feel like that is definitely a mindset shift that I could use. So I'm excited to read this book. Those were our 4 books. Whoop! Oh no, Scythe and Sparrow. Those were our 4 books that we got today. Again, this was a book of the month, but I decided to include this in it because I'm very excited about it. That is our little bookstore haul. I am super excited to read all of these books. I think I'm gonna read the Let Them Theory like next, after I'm done with my current book. I think that this is gonna be the next book I read. Thank you so much for coming to the bookstore with me, for finding these fun books with me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!